Hour and a half-ish later of traveling and 42 kilometers northeast of where I just was, I am now in Kyoto. So everyone, welcome to Kyoto. Like I said, this is the last long stop that I'll be making because every place from here on out is only one night that I'm staying. So 3 nights in Kyoto, and then we're really starting to come to the end of this trip. So I'm gonna savor every last moment that I'm here. If you hadn't had enough of temple and shrine content, then these next 3-4 days will make up for that. That's 100% sure. So right now I'm in the Imperial Palace Gardens, and I'm trying to find said Imperial Palace, even if that may take long to find, because I don't know, this looks like a big park that I'm in. Hey, Kyoto definitely feels a lot more peaceful than the likes of Osaka, Nagoya, and Tokyo. Probably because it's more natural and closer to the mountains. That also means that the population has now heavily swung in the tourists' favor. In a place like Osaka, for every 250 locals you had 1 tourist, and now for every 5 locals you have 1 tourist. I wonder why.
5 minutes later.
That's what I said earlier. In the Imperial Palace Gardens, for every 5 tourists, there is 1 local. This right here may be as close as I'm gonna get to getting into the Imperial Palace, because wherever I walk around, every gate is slammed shut. So whatever it is, Japanese authorities do not want people entering these doors. Unless I have to go by that police car over there. Guys, I found out what it was. The police car was not a ruse. That was in fact the entrance to the palace. But the place is closed for the next 2 days. I'll have to come back on Thursday to check this one out. There has to be a church everywhere you go on this planet. God dang it, Christians. You couldn't just hold it together one time. This guy behind me in the orange was wearing a Netherlands shirt, like a shirt he got straight out of probably an Amsterdam tourism shop. Don't remind me that I have to go home in a couple days, Japan. Don't do that. Please don't do that. While on my way to yet another castle, I encountered this lady walking her pet tortoise, and it was eating the plants that were growing out the side of this rock wall. Curious. After a little bit of a walk, I'm here at the Nijojo Castle, which is the next stop for the day. The most expensive general admission I've had so far, but surely it's for a reason. Take pictures, so I'm not going to explain what I just saw here. This is the only place you can go in, the Ninomaru Palace, which is it's now an imperial villa, but it used to house the former shogunate and the shogun of Japan, who held the political power of Japan for around 260 years, was it? Yeah. It was in this palace that the first shogun was assigned to rule Japan, but it was also the place where the shogunate was abolished, because in 1867 the shogun announced with his high advisors, we're going to transfer power back to the emperor, after a long while of protesting and presumably violence. But yeah, so the shogunate of Japan started and ended here, which when you think about it makes this building incredibly important, and I'm actually glad I learned that today. Here is the Honmaru Goten Palace, or Honmaru Goten Palace, but it's under construction, so I guess not. Mine. I am eating an ice cream. Very good ice cream. So I've checked into my place in Kyoto, and what's nice about this hotel is, unlike the majority of the other ones, where they say breakfast is from 6:30 to 9:30. This one is from 7 to 10:30. And checkout is at 12, not 10. So I can actually sleep in on... When do I leave? Friday. I'm going to take a brief break, and then I'm going to see more shrine, more temple. It's very beautiful. I will not lie, that's very beautiful. The Toji Temple, and look how big this thing is. And you know what it reminds me of? The Sprout Tower from Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Or the Bell Tower. Or the Burnt Tower, which is like this, but burnt down. I wonder where the inspiration comes from. What quintessential Japan is all about. Beautiful gardens with trees I have rarely seen before. And then, out of nowhere, big tower. That is quintessential Japan right there. The other palace, no photos were allowed inside. So I'll describe to you what I saw. I saw 4 massive altar statues of Buddha, because this is a Buddhist temple. And I saw the, what do they call it? Pagoda. I saw that too. And basically the pagoda is the middle pillar of the temple that keeps it sturdy and upright. Funny fact about this pagoda that I just learned, it was burned down 4 times. Once from being struck by lightning, but it will not fall apart because of earthquakes. Because it's got vibration resistant things that'll make it do a snake dance instead when an earthquake strikes. Very cool, big tower. Thank you for your story, big tower. A quick stop by big tower, Toji Tower, as you see over my right shoulder. I am now in a race against the clock to go to the Heian Shrine, which is close to the neighborhood where my hotel is, and that'll be the last thing I'm taking off today. It closes in around 45 minutes. I made a mad dash for the metro to get here, and now all I gotta do is walk. Right, there's likely the biggest archway I've ever seen, and I would know because I've been in this country for almost 2 weeks. I've made it 40 minutes before closing time. Legendary effort. Shrine was built or commissioned for really liked the color orange and dark green. Orange and dark green. Odd combination, but somewhat aesthetic. Break here because I ran the lungs out of my body with a backpack on. Just to get here before it closes. And I was just sitting here contemplating next to the beautifully color-coded orange and green temple, and just realizing and appreciating what a privilege it has been to come to this country and see all of its beautiful sights. I mean, look at where I am. Couldn't have imagined I'd be here at 22. And I considered this one of my bucket list countries, and yeah, it's been an absolute blessing. It's been awesome. I wouldn't exchange it for the world, and yeah, and I'm happy to share this journey with you guys back home, on your couches, or at your desks, or in your beds. Sitting location doesn't matter. Point is, I am very honored and appreciative for everything that has led up to me to be able to do this. Enough of the sappiness. Time for me to go back to the hotel and take it easy before dinner, because for multiple days in these last 2 weeks I have done 20,000 steps a day, and my legs are suffering a real wear and tear because I'm not nice to them. So now I'm gonna go be nice to them. Tomorrow and Thursday I got 2 more full days to just adventure about, and we'll see what we do then. For a fact though that there is a monkey park here somewhere, and I'm trying to see them monkeys, so that's a guaranteed sightseeing stop. Fellas, it's day 2 in Kyoto. I've got a whole lot on the program today, but I've started off a bit later because later breakfast, It's gonna be a warm day. It's gonna be 31 degrees Celsius at most. And for all you Americans who need everything translated to bald eagles per glazed donut, that's 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I did the research earlier. First, I'm going to have a look at the Arashiyama area. There's a monkey park there, there's a bamboo grove there, and there's a shrine there, which were all on my little notepad for what to see. Then afterwards, I'm going to see the Golden Temple. I forget its name. There are so many names I've had to memorize that I forget them almost instantly. And then in the evening, I'll go to the Gion area because that one seems like a nice place to walk to. And that's another thing. And then I'll see how much time I have to fit in one more visit to another shrine in there. So yeah, full day, a lot to do.
Later.
Did indeed do a bit of a stupid and took the wrong train. Or at least I took the train a couple stops too far because I thought it was going to be the slow train. But no, it was at my stop after one stop. And I realized a stop and a half later. So by the time I realized my mistake, I was halfway to Osaka again. But we've now made it to the monkey park area. Although, I'm faced with steps. Discovered that I went the wrong way again. It seems to be a theme today. But I'm in the monkey park now. Or at least, it says it's 20 minutes of walking upwards. Which is rough. And I don't like steps. Not to flex. I did climb Mount Kilimanjaro when I was 16. So this isn't my first hike. Doesn't mean it's any less tiring. 20-ish minutes later and I'm at the top of the hill at the monkey park, and these things were quite cute if I do say so. So just enjoy a montage of monkeys doing monkey things. I learned something new that day. These monkeys can swim. I didn't know monkeys could swim. So yeah. How you doing? Yo. I think he's hungry. I don't know if he will. Oh, he's turned his back to me. What a savage. That was really underwhelming. Park is awesome, it's really cool. I'd really love to stay all day here, but I've got more things on the program, so I can't stick around. Kyoto's got a lot of stuff. Next up is another temple and a bamboo grove. So filled with people in those streets behind me today, you can barely breathe or move around. But I'm now at the Tenryuji Temple, which is stop number 2 for the day.
Hello.
I'm having a seat and chilling in the temple for a moment. It's very nice, comfortable seating, not gonna lie. Yeah, I wonder why they allowed here and not at other temples. Ooh, fellas, just within the temple, look what I found. Bamboo!
Bamboo? Where?
I don't know if I'll ever see something like this ever again, so I'm just taking it in. This is one of the most aesthetically pleasing and beautiful looking places on earth. Unfortunately not peaceful. I, like many other tourists, am here for an Instagrammable photo. I sidetracked a little because somewhere around here it said it would be the site of Palace of Abstinence. which is pretty cool. Because virgins, hell yeah, bro. No fornicating in my sight of the Palace of Abstinence. We're cool people who abstain. Abstain from stupidity as well. That one's a little bit more difficult. I've got myself yet another ice cream. But this one has a bear. By the station of the tram to the next location, there was this lovely underground market area that led into the station. So points to Japan for the design. And then the transition into a lovely old-fashioned tram thing. Monorail. I'm not quite sure what to call this. I just took the Randen line of Kyoto, which is a cool little tram-ish thing on the west side of the city. And now I am taking a bit of a walk because the next destination is quite far. But since I wrote it on my list, it's going to be worth it. It is called Kinkaku-ji Temple. The Golden Temple. That's right, there's a golden temple. There's also a silver temple, but I forget where that is. But I'm going to go see the Golden Temple. I'm going to steal its gold, which is probably a bad idea, but hey. The Golden Temple. The majestic, the beautiful golden pavilion. It's gold and it's a pavilion. Enough said. Alright, that was the Kinkaku-ji, aka the MTV Cribs episode of my house. That's right, that temple is completely mine. It's all made out of gold and I get to flex on it on the rest of the world. Yeah, exactly. Are my intrusive thoughts. Alright, so the last stop of the day walking, at least, is the Fushimi Inari Shrine. Let me get that right. This is the umpteenth shrine on the itinerary this holiday. But this one has a hallway with nice orange poles, so I thought that makes it unique. Let me check it. It seems like a very nice, yet again, orange temple. Like with the Heian Jingu Shrine yesterday. It seems like the person who this shrine is dedicated to also likes orange quite a bit. What is it with orange in this area? I did my touristy thing, I got my photo, and now you're just gonna see me walk in a hall of orange gates. Because these are a lot of orange gates. I should have started counting. I think that after this, I'm no longer gonna be able to see the color orange. Look around you. There's just way too much orange. Alright, so apparently this whole segment of orange gates goes to the top of a mountain called Mount Inari. Now, because my phone is at 17% and I was already tired from touring all day, I thought, why not? Well, as you can tell, it seems I've decided to YOLO it. Just look at just this entire line of orange gates. How much more orange did you want it? So this is a place with like Japanese inscriptions everywhere you go, right? Wrong. Who wrote La Puerta here? Expose yourself. Who did this? So I got hit by the curse of never asking how much worse it could get, because evidently the answer was quite a bit. When I got to a section which I thought, oh, you know, it's 300 meters away, I can manage it. It said, crossroads in 2 minutes. That's the start of the mountain loop. And it said the mountaintop was 25 minutes of walking. Now, I'd normally be down for this, but it's the end of the day, and I'm exhausted. Yeah.
Much later.
Back out, night has fallen in Kyoto on my second day. As I said, I am now going to walk through the Gion area, which is apparently very nice to be in, even at nighttime. So yeah, grind by night. Very cool. just had myself another nice dinner in a random corner. Always love to give the local restaurants their share of income. And I'm trying to look for a nice street here because so far, for a place that was recommended to go to at night, it's been just okay. So let's see. I've walked into a random part of the neighborhood to try to cut corners and save walking time. Try not to get stabbed challenge is active. Alright, here we go. Here's a little bit of a scenic area. Now that I'm in this area, it actually looks quite nicer. Maybe I should have come here in the daytime, but hey, choices are choices. My mobile phone is not doing this place justice because it actually looks really nice and quaint and very traditional, and I like it. Heading more northwards, I'm slowly getting the feeling that I have left the neighborhood, and I think I should have come during the day. It was all right at night. There wasn't too much to see. A lot of it looked like the city itself, and maybe it's more vibey on weekends because, to be fair, it is a Wednesday out. It's a Wednesday night. But yeah, there was only really one or two streets that looked very much like the pictures, and otherwise, could be missed. But I've had dinner. I had some good steak, so I can't complain about that. Morning, suckers. It is my 15th day in Japan and 16th day on the road. Today is the last full day in Kyoto, and unfortunately also the last the last day in general where I will not be going up and down in trains. Because tomorrow I go to Hiroshima, the day after I go back to Tokyo, and the day after I'm flying back to the Netherlands. So, this is the last day where I won't have to worry about sleeping in a different hotel overnight. I'm first going to the Kifune Shrine, which, like I said yesterday, is out of town, so I'm going to have to take 2 trains up north. This could take about an hour or so to get there. I'm going to see if I can get into the Kyoto Imperial Palace and get in there in time. And I'm also going to the Kiyozuma-dera temple, which is one of the top attractions around here and also one of the nicer temples, and I'm going to walk around in that neighborhood because it seems to have a very traditional style. Hopefully it's not too crowded with tourists because yeesh, the Arashiyama area, which I was in yesterday, was very full. One short bus ride later, I have made it to the mountain area north of Kyoto. I am now walking uphill to the Kifune Shrine, which is very eluded from society, but as you look around me, you can see why. It's beautiful nature out here. There's a water stream close by. There was a logging operation happening though, a couple hundred meters downstream, so that's not very great, but hey, it's a beautiful day to walk. Why not? This is the first place on earth I've ever looked at and said, yes, this is retirement-worthy material. It's so beautiful, and it's very peaceful up in the mountains. Who wouldn't want to just escape life over here? The Kifune Shrine itself, it's not all that. I mean, it has a cool stairway and all, but it's not nearly as elaborate as all the other shrines, and to be fair, it's up in the mountains, so I don't blame it for that. The more interesting part around here was restaurants where you could sit on mats over water, which I found to be quite the spectacular sight. Kifune Shrine, beautiful little building area within the mountains, including the rest of this village. I would honestly love to retire in a place like this. However, I'm 22 years old and nowhere near close enough to be able to afford retirement. So yeah, I'm now gonna get off the mountain and I'm gonna measure my options to see if I want to go to Kiyozuma-dera first or the Imperial Palace. It all depends on which one closes, because I remember the Imperial Palace being closed around like 4:30ish. Now I know that's 4 hours from now, but it took me an hour alone to get up here. So yeah, I gotta think about what I'm gonna do. There was this cool little restaurant joint like right behind me over there where the lights are. that hosts a cafe with like traditional Japanese flooring over the river you hear down there, which was awesome. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna stop there. Then I saw some of the prices. Everything they're offering is over 5k in Japanese yen. Because of timing, this will bite me in hindsight, but I've opted to walk the way back to the train station in attempts to save money, but also in attempts to enjoy the nature. Quite nice around here, I'm not gonna lie. It was not that bad at all. I'm happy I did that actually. Walking past a graveyard to get to the right area. The souls are judging me hard. Beautiful area of nature, surrounded by hundreds of thousands of spirits of the dead. But there in the distance over there, that red thing is where I assume we need to be. That is a lot of graves. I believe I have made it. There's the temple gates, and there's a flock of tourists everywhere you look. Kiyomizu-dera Temple, gorgeous place. Love that. This is one of my favorite stops in the country so far. It's now 3 p.m. I'm gonna see if I can crack in a good lunch fast and then go to the Imperial Palace. Ah, you fool. Good luck making it through this. I'm on the way now back to the station from the Kiyomizu-dera Temple. I met this Mexican guy there, and he is also traveling alone, so he asked if we could team up to look around the temple, and we did. It was a great time to talk to a fellow traveler. We exchanged Instagram handles. We had good conversations about our countries, traveling, family, etc. So yeah, shout out to you, Mexican guy. At the Imperial Palace Gardens, I got held up by what seemed to be the largest parade of people dressed in white I have ever seen. It seemed to be some sort of a festivity. I don't know what it was, but I stopped to admire it for a while. And so should you. What did I miss? What was I not informed of? Bad news, guys. Last entry was 4:20. I've missed it by 6 minutes. If I didn't stop to take lunch, I probably would have made it. It sucks, but checkout isn't until 12 tomorrow, so I can still go in the morning and take it off before going to Hiroshima. I will see you guys tomorrow for the start of the final 3 days of this trip. Whatever those guys are doing over there, they've managed to clog up a real traffic. All these commuters are going to be so pissed. At the very end of the parade, there were these two dudes fancily dressed on horses, so I assume they are very important. I'm here in the metro station, and as you can tell by this umbrella, weather's taken a turn for the worse again. You can tell the circumstances are pretty dire, but I'm in the palace. I've got a little visitor's tag number 258, so they can keep track of me. And yeah, I'm just gonna look around for a bit. Entry was completely free, which is unlike Kyoto, because Kyoto has an admission fee for almost everything. So I appreciate this being free, and that I can just walk around and have a look. So we can say that people were living bougie out here. Is this where the orange styling comes from? I need an answer. Also, if this is your carriage porch, then that tells me everything. at that. That's the Hall of Ceremonies. And this is the main courtyard, I suppose. Like I told you guys at the start of my arrival in Kyoto that this used to be the capital. Well, I now know why. It was Emperor Meiji, if we remember that name, from his shrine in Tokyo, who specifically moved the capital from Kyoto to Tokyo. I don't know if it was specifically him, but he moved to Tokyo. And this palace went in renovation, but some areas went into disrepair. So they just kept it in Tokyo. I hope you enjoy this style of close filming because it's not going to get any better with, well, you can hear it. We are now finally coming to the end of this vlog, so let me leave you with a montage of some of the nice stuff that I saw in the Imperial Palace and the gardens. I am so sorry that once again this vlog was so long, but there was so much nice stuff that I saw that I didn't really feel that one thing deserved to be left out more than the other. I promise you the last one will be a lot shorter. That being said, I am so glad that you guys are enjoying this vlog series and surprised actually by how well received it has been. So thank you for your lovely comments, and if you like what you see, drop that like! So that was the Kyoto Imperial Palace. I'm happy I managed to tick that one off the list as well. Shout out to my hotel for letting me check out at 12 p.m. or a.m. because actually it is 12 p.m. because if it was a 10 a.m. checkout, I would have been halfway to Hiroshima right now. But because it's a 12 p.m. checkout, I was able to go to this place. Actually, I would do this for the content, but let me not be stupid in a foreign country. Basically, a couple of days ago, I heard a couple people approaching the wall, and then an alarm goes off, and it says, "Hello, please do not approach the wall. There is security on, there is a security laser on the wall. Please do not approach." So yeah, that happened, but I'm not going to do it for the content. I'm not a sensationalist YouTuber. Yet. Don't take that as a promise, though.